something we've introduced early sort of in our season. It's a formation that we believe a lot in. We think that it builds confidence in our offensive players, but most importantly, our quarterback. As you guys know, quarterback position is the most important in football, and we're not all blessed with kids that are going to be playing at the next level. So we try to really make it simple for our guys to start, and it allows us to sort of build on our playbook as we go. It's nice that to hear you sports coaches talk about the importance of personnel. Coach Samara talked about that last week, and Coach Craney talked about that tonight. And we believe that this formation has been the best for us because of our personnel. The last three guys we've had play a key position in this formation for us are all playing at the next level. And obviously moving forward, if we don't have those type of athletes, then this might not be the best for us. But in the last couple of years, we've found that it gives us a huge advantage in both the run game and the pass game. As we all know, in November, good teams, the teams in the end can run the football. Double tight, we find gives us a good advantage in the run game. In addition to that, success breeds confidence. When you're successful, your kids get more confident, and then you can start throwing more stuff at them, especially when it comes to non-offensive linemen, tight ends, fullbacks, H's, Y's, whatever you want to call them. We get them in the blocking scheme from day one. Stationary blocking scheme, inline blocking. We feel that it allows them to sort of build on that as we go on in the season. We start adding some motion with two back, bring our fullback across the formation, bring other receivers into the blocking scheme. So it allows them to understand sort of what we're doing from day one. And again, with the quarterback, breeding confidence because of our protection. With double tight, we're allowed to chip, we can sprint, we can do 6, 7, 8-man pro. And when your quarterback feels protected, your young quarterback feels protected, they're not going to rush throws, they're not going to rush reads, and it just allows them to sort of, get into the flow of the offense. With this formation, we've seen mostly man with a little bit of cover 3 variant too. I'm sure there's some defensive coaches in this screaming that we can play cover 4 against anything or match against anything. But we feel in the high school level, this really sort of simplifies the passing game for our quarterback. If teams want to play 4 sort of match, they have to, give up some support in the box. And of course, in double tight, it looks like a run formation. Okay, and we want to run the football. It's our number one goal. We want to run the football out of it. So that really sort of plays well into our play action. So this is sort of personnel, what we call people, how we line up. For all intents and purposes of this, just imagine that we're all lined up on the left hash here, okay, guys? So our Y receiver, okay, he's our number one dude in this formation. Like I said, the last 3 guys we've had play this position for us are now on U Sports rosters. Typically, it's your sort of power forward, your 6'2", 6'3", 6'4" plus kid. If you 200, 215 pound kid, trying to find those kids in your building can be difficult. And we understand that we've been very lucky with the athletes that we've had. But you can always go recruiting kids in your building. Like I said, basketball kids that might not have, played football before, some volleyball kids, big, tall, athletic kids, the junior C, junior B hockey players. We like to, sort of convert these guys into football players as well. You can line up in a 22 or 31 personnel, depending on where you put this guy. He's kind of our big receiver, our big slot receiver. The square here, it's either your J player, your H back, extra offensive lineman, tight, fullback type body. If we move the Y over here and move the fullback over here, we're essentially in 22 personnel. Generally, we like to put our best receiver, other than our best blocking receiver, to the boundary. That allows us to, get our best receiver on a corner and put them on an island, assuming that they're going to recruit help to stop the run, play against the run. as we know, as offensive coaches in the chat here, generally the best cover guy is the boundary corner, and the least experienced cover guy would be the field corner. So oftentimes you can, if you have a quarterback that can without on the run or on the sprint, make that wide side throw to the far numbers or outside the numbers. Putting your best receiver here could be something that you want to do. Splits, we like to widen the edge. So, widen your splits by a couple inches, allows you to widen the edge, create an extra, create the gaps in the run game, get better angles for your linemen. So we like to widen the edge a little bit. In addition to that, it also allows for better protection. Okay, get your, generally the best pass rushers are going to be the guys, on the edge. Get those guys as far away from the quarterback as you can. And then receiver alignment, if you have a kid that can make the throw from the near hash to the outside the numbers, then you want that Z sort of out towards the numbers, with the W splitting the difference between the Z and the Y. We find that really puts a strain on that field half. The last 2 years we've only played against, I'd say probably 2 kids that can make that throw. One of them's now plays for McMaster, and the other one now plays for Queens. So not often are you going to be able to have a kid that can make that throw. So we'll talk about how we get out there and on the sprint to make those throws. Some varied looks that we see. Often we're going to see a 4-4, especially in the high school level, where a lot of teams like to play a 40 strong or a 40 over, with a boundary half counting in the box. We'll see a couple different variants with, maybe the boundary half come down, the Sam come down to jam our tight ends, and a 6-2 look. We can get a 5-3 look where, the boundary half might come down or the Sam might come down, get both these guys in the A gap. What we try to teach our kids is this guy counting or not? Is he in the box? Do we have to count him? And the best run plays we have, against this front, we like to run a lot of inside zone. We find it a lot easier to double on the nose than it is against, with double A gap. Wide zone's a great play against this. Generally you want to run wide zone to the one technique, but in this formation, it's really important that you understand it's tough to run it to the one side because of that extra guy. We'll talk about adding the X in a second here. On a 6-2, again, we have this sort of that flat line. We like to run wide zone and trap against a front that looks like that. Again, best tacklers at depth, and they have sort of poor angles when they're at depth like that with, all these gaps covered up. And we try to make that backside half in this play the run. So we like to, get our big guys on there and trapping him. Inside zone, not a great look against this, just again, because of the tough doubles on the inside, and the fact that, there's a built-in cutback, which we find difficult. As I mentioned, so, we kind of build off in we have our base core for what this formation is. And it's a teaching formation from the start. So we start with our 3 main plays are inside zone, wide zone, and sort of a gap scheme. It can be, guard or tackle. You can RPO it. You can run power, bringing these guys across. We like to start with those 3 plays and sort of teach from there. Those are the foundation of our playbook. You can run inside zone either way by adding that backside receiver. Again, we always want to run wide zone towards the one tech, but best option running it towards the 2 sides. So oftentimes we'll go trips weak and run weak. Teams that play a 40 over, running to the weak side mostly. And like I said before, understanding where that boundary half alignment is crucial. Adding the X, I have a clip, I'll show you sort of where we add the X to take care of that 8th defender. So we have some 8-man and some 7-man protection things, some very simple things that we do. Again, why are we doing this? I come back to the why. We want to build confidence in our quarterback when he's protected. It's easier for them to feel like they can make the reads. Whether you're big on big, 3-man slide, 5-man slide, full slide, whatever your protection rules are, you can apply them to this formation. And again, we want our quarterback. This is one play that's our option route. I have a clip for this. I'll show you. Where's the boundary half? Okay, are we putting this? Is this guy on an island? And if so, then that's our first read. We want our quarterback to have to read 1-2 defenders max. Okay. In this play here, very simple. We give the kids, the option, with a few built-in rules, what the route's going to be. They have a lot of fun coming up with signals and stuff. Put some ownership on our kids, make them feel like they own the playbook a little bit. So just give them a little bit of, basic rules on what we're running, how they're aligned, and then sort of they go from there. If he doesn't like it, if they're recruiting help, if the safety's cheating over, if that boundary half's outside, and we don't have a kill call on where we audible to a run play, then he's got that sort of Bill Walsh, post dig concept to the field here, which as a offensive coaches know, great cover 3 beater, great man beater, great 4 beater. And then, it's just a natural look when, if we don't like it, we just come off over to this side here. And again, with our Max Pro, we like to call this 2-on-1 football. If we get that look that we're expecting with our quarterback and our X versus the boundary corner. This one here, so this is a popular play that we run from a 7-man protection scheme here. Again, you're still keeping the kid protected. Same thing. How are they playing our best guy? If it's 1-on-1, we're going to make this look like like he's going to be supporting the run, and he's going to run the shake route. If it's the free, what are they doing with the free safety? Is he run support? Is he an aggressive free? So make sure we know where he is, and then we have the whole shot. And again, same concept here. Just very simple stuff that our kids can master before we give them things that are a little bit more advanced. Switching stems and that kind of stuff. We want our kid to pick a side. Which side do you like at pre-snap? Okay, and once you pick that side, that's where you're going. Okay, again, make it easy on the kid. If you think it's man, you'll get the whole shot. If the free's in the middle of the field, we're getting off that right away, and we're going to go here. And if the kid falls down, or if the boundary half buzzes underneath it, then we're going back here. Our play action, we do the exact same thing, except we're doing it off an inside zone sort of duo action, and we do that when we feel like the middle of the field's kind of crowded. We want to take a shot. We'll run it at a play action. I have Excel in the dig out here, supporting that 8-man in the box. We can run it off wide zone. I have a clip again. I'm going to show you here. Obviously, you got to have success running the football. So that's sort of what our main goal is, and that's what we try to hammer down first, running the ball. And when you have that success, it really sets up the play action. Run 2 or away the 3 side. We like running it to the 3 side wide zone, again, just for that extra taking care of that 8th defender. But you can run it to the 2 side, and you can have some success with that sort of flood concept on the backside. It's important that your Y secures that backside edge before he gets out into his route, and then we have that crossing route sort of mirroring the quarterback's eyes as we come across. Here's a couple of things that we do with our sprint. We've had some success with this, we having a pretty good athlete here that we've been able to secure the edge without our tailback. So if you can't reach it with your tackle and your tight end, I would suggest you can add the running back to the front side. If not, however you like to, backside hinge it, whatever you guys like to coach for your backside on sprint out. We have our back sort of cross read, secure anything that's any pressure from the front side to the backside. We teach it as if we're teaching wide zone. And we practice it like we're practicing wide zone. We'll get in practice, we'll get our Y and our tackle used to reaching an end, and then we'll have a simulated Sam blitzing. So we have to, trade that off. And then we'll have our quarterback, we want him to understand that he's getting chased from the backside and he cannot stop on his sprint. Okay. If they're sending extra guys from the backside, that's his job to sort of take care of that. And then just some simple flood concepts, 2-man concepts, 2-man corner reads. A lot of our sprint out stuff is corner read stuff. And again, we want defenses to cover we want to make defenses defend the entire field. Okay. We feel like we're going to get simple coverages. We're going to get 3 variant, we'll get man. And then obviously if you have an athlete back there, then you have a sort of a quarterback run threat as well. So it adds sort of another dynamic to your sprint stuff. Let me just pull up some clips here for you guys. Okay, can you guys see that okay? Coach Peter, can you guys see that video? I'm assuming you guys can see that video. Yeah, we're good.
We're good. We're good, Pat.
Okay, sorry guys. Okay, so here, this is one of our gap plays that we run. You're going to see our X receiver here. We're going to have him come and dig out this 8th defender. I'd like to see him do a bit of a better job on this one. Now we have a 4-3 front here with a bit of a cowboy will backer. So we think, again, when we have this look here, we want to run the football. Okay, so we have extra guys in here. We're going to run the football. We do a great job on the front side here with our front side 3, cave down that front side. Our backside X receivers coming in here to dig this guy out. Okay, we do a pretty good job up there. Get 9 or 10. Okay, we just go back to the front. Okay, so you can see we got our, just, you know, I would like him to be a little bit wider and then him to split the difference. That really puts a strain on this defender here when you make these guys feel like they're on an island. Next clip. This is a wide zone play. It's 2nd and 10. And you know, when we line up in this formation, we want teams to think that we're running it. Okay, so you know, we got what looks like sort of a 3-4 front here. Again, it is 2nd and 10, so the defense, it looks like they're playing 3-on-2 over here. They're playing 2-on-1 over here, which gives us a very positive run front. So we're going to run wide zone of the field. Okay, and our rollout is going to look the same up front for the most part. Okay, our front side guard does a pretty good job here. Front side tackle does an okay job. You know, we get that end reached. Our back wants to make it a B gap run play, which is okay. But on second and 10, you know, we get 8.5, 9 yards. And as the offensive coordinator, I'll be running down the sideline telling our head coach we're going for it, especially in plus territory. Here's our choice route. This is kind of one thing we do here. Again, this is where we like to have our kids kind of, you know, give them a little bit of ownership in the playbook. You can see that, you know, our guys tighten up a little bit because we don't want this. We want this corner to feel like he's on an island. We don't want him to have the sideline as some help. It kind of looks, again, we're in 2nd and long situation here. Looks like a too high look. We got a 4-3. Okay, so it looks like they've rotated the backside half up high and the freeze out over top of the field tight end. This is Max Pro. We're 8-man pro here. And we got a choice route. Okay, so boundary corner, his heels look like they're at 5. So we're gonna go vertical here. They did their little thing before. They know what they're running. They're on the same page. This kid feels confident, okay, because he knows he's got 8 guys up blocking and he knows he's got a one-on-one, you know, easy throw. It's either gonna be caught or incomplete, and we're gonna punt it. So our receiver does a pretty good job of stemming inside, giving himself some room for that outside release. Okay, our kid just takes one look, tries to keep the free in the middle of the field, sets his feet and lets it rip. One more time. This is another choice route we have here. I know it's not double tight, but for, you know, again, all intents and purposes for this clinic, just don't look on this side of the field. We're going to look over here. Okay. This is our Ossa Bowl game last year, and we thought we had a pretty good advantage with, you know, our big Y receiver. So what we did was we put a tight end of the field, and we had him one-on-one on the island against, you know, a kid that's just not as tall as he is. So it's going to be Calvin Johnson football here. We're going to just throw it up to him. And again, you know, it might seem like it's you know, pretty elementary, but that's the point, right? We're trying to make it simple for our kids and try to have them be successful, put them in positions where they can be the most successful. Okay, so again, we have 7-man pro, and you can see they're playing 0. Looks like it's man. Okay, they're coming out over here. They're bringing down, so they flat line here. They bring pressure. We have enough guys to pick up the pressure. Our kid feels okay. Okay, they've done their little thing. They know what route he's running. Okay, you know, he wants to go vertical because, you know, all kids want to throw it deep. I would have liked them to, you know, choose one of our short options here, but it's literally 2 steps, catch and throw. It's an easy way to take a shot. Okay, we're protecting our kid, giving him an opportunity to make a play. And when you have a 6'7" kid that's up there against a corner that's, you know, almost a foot shorter, it's a advantage. It's a matchup we're going to take advantage of every time. Here's an example of one of our sprint plays. Okay, so here's that standard 4-4 that we usually see for the most part, especially on, you know, second and medium, 1st and 10 kind of thing, where you know, we're in a run situation. We're going to secure the edge with our Y and our tackle. We're going to give the kid a lot of time. We're going to move the pocket, and we're going to make these guys defend the entire field here. Okay, so you can see our Y receiver. We got our tight end here. He's got eyes on the Sam. He's going to help secure the edge. Okay, and we're going to keep our quarterback's feet moving. He's going to get out, set his feet, and make an easy throw. Okay, we're getting man to the field. Just an easy pitch and catch. We're going to make these guys defend the entire field. Okay, just again, nice little simple play on the roll. And then we can do, you know, so we hit them with that play, you know, quarter and a half later, we come back with the same thing, what looks like the same. Okay, again, we get that 4-4 front. So they've, you know, brought the boundary half in here. Boundary half is high. It looks like they brought the free down. So we got cover 0. So we know it's man. We're going to do the same sprint action, and we're going to double move them. It's going to look like the exact same thing, but we're going to take another shot here. Let our kid get some protection, set his feet, and make a touchdown throw. Okay, here's an example of our 70 Pro drop back. So that was that play that I showed you where we got the whole shot by our Y. We got that post dig, vertical dig concept here by the 2 field receivers. I think this guy's gonna be running a drag. We also like him to run a corner too to occupy that boundary high defender. Okay, but you know, we've been having some success running the ball in this game. So what do? They add another guy to the box. Okay, they brought the free, so this is the boundary half here. They brought the free safety down in the box as a run support. So we know that there's nobody in the middle of the field. Our kid already knows where he's going with the ball. Okay, so if where's the free safety? He's in the middle of the field, and we're going back here. If he's not, then we're taking that whole shot. Just all he has to do is make a good throw. Set his feet and make a good throw. Whoops, excuse me. 1-2, set his feet, just make a catchable throw. And then you just let your athletes do the rest. Again, like Coach Craney said, you get good players, they make it looks like you know what you're talking about. And then, you know, there's a whole lot of different things you can do with motion. So this was something, a little wrinkle that we put in here. So we're going to start off in 31. We're going to motion over to 41. Okay, 41 bunch. You know, but you can see that the defense is getting a little confused here. They're trying to play man. They don't know who's covering that guy. Transforming the formation here. Little bunch release, catch, and an easy throw for our kid. With 7-man pro. I mean, we probably could have even kept the Y in here as a blocker to even get more protection. And here's a clip I found online. The All 24 podcast actually talked about double tights. So I thank those guys for sharing this video. I added it to my repertoire here. This is USask hosting UBC. This is going to be very similar to what I showed you on that wide zone action with the 3-layered flood route here. So it's not just a high school formation. You know, they're running at the next level as well. So we're getting that run fake action, the wide zone action. You're going to see They got it looks like a 5-3, 5-2.5 kind of front. And you're going to see that that boundary half is going to bite on the run. And then that backside tight end just gets that edge sealed, 1,001, 1,002, he gets out. And then we got a nice easy throw for our quarterback. He's got options here. He can take the tight end, or he's even got that outbreaker, that flood route there. Okay, so that's it for a double tight, guys. Thanks for having me, Coach. If you guys have any questions, feel free to fire an email. And I'd love to talk about